Hello there. Now it's just like a minute to 11. I can see that there's still quite a few to register on the call, so we'll just wait a couple more minutes to get everyone the chance to jump on. Now, as you log on to this GoToWebinar platform, you should have a control panel on the right-hand side of your screen. So for everyone that's on the call at the moment, if you could just type in the comment section that you can hear me okay, and just to test the sound that everyone is good. Hey, Sean, thank you. You're all good. Now I'm just, we'll just give it a little while longer just to see that everyone's coming on board okay, and we'll get started. So I hope everyone's having a lovely day. It's a little bit cooler today. We did have some summer on the weekend, but it has. I don't know what it's like up in your neck of the woods, but it's certainly a little bit chilly in Melbourne this morning. So I hope there hasn't been any confusion with the registration. I've got 4 registered so far. And like I said, I'll just give it a little bit more as people go, and we might just get kicking along. So Sean, you've still got your hand up there. Did you have anything to say, or did you want me to take you off mute? You're good? Okay. Got it. There it goes again. Look, the way this panel works, you've got a little hand sign, so you can put your hand up. If I say, raise your hand, there's just under, kind of just above the middle section there, you can see a little hand up. So you can put hand up to ask questions. I can take you off mute, and then we can have a chat. But what I am, alternatively, we can share a webcam, but at this stage I do have a presentation prepared for you that will go right along. Now, I should tell everyone that this training is recorded, so for those of you that couldn't make it and register for the live training, I will Okay, beautiful. Thank you, Louise. I got your questions. Thanks for that you can hear me all okay. So I will, look, I might just get kicking along and get myself all set up to take the recording. Here we go. We've got some more just come through. So if you're happy for me to start, Sean, just raise your hand or give me an it's all good. And I will, Esther, welcome. Here we are. Everyone's coming along now. Okay, beautiful. So we'll get right along. There is quite a bit to get through in the hour. So like I said, it is recorded. So if anything's missed or anything you need to refer back to, you can always go back to the recording. Or, of course, Sean and the team at My Regional Tourism and myself are available to clarify anything you want us to put a little bit of a spotlight on. So what we are talking about today is online booking systems. So we're really going to look at an online approach without getting overwhelmed with too much techiness. That's even a word. So we are going to move right along. So this is a presentation that is prepared for and on behalf of Maori Regional Tourism, and Institute of Excellence is the training organisation that I represent that is delivering it for you. So we'll move right along if we're all good to go. Like I said, for those of you, Esther, if there's any questions, any issues, just raise your hand or use the little comment box in your right-hand panel to post your questions or get my attention. Otherwise, I'll just continue, but I'll keep checking in with you guys just to checking that all our technical setup is all okay. So we'll get kicking off. So I thought just to really test, I guess, just before we start and I make the introduction, what would be what would be your greatest challenge and desired outcome that you'd like to get out of today? So if you wanted to just answer, if you wanted to just put a comment in the comment box, like your main challenge with your online booking system, whether you have an existing or your concerns in looking into getting an online booking system for your business. Was there any major challenges that you had at the moment? Thanks, everyone's a little bit shy. That's okay. So I guess if anything that comes to mind, really want to tailor this to you specifically to get the most out of it. So if there's anything that comes up, like I said, just pause at any time. So moving right along, I have here, so as an introduction, there's me. So this is a little bit different when we're in an online training environment. We can't see each other, but that's what I look like. My name is Despina Karatzias, and I believe it might be a world first in my training career that there is another Despina registered on the call. So to give you a little bit of a backstory about where I come from and where I sit in the tourism space and my background, particularly with online booking system and working in small tour operations, I started my journey with Kendall Holidays. So we did a lot of packaging, distributing, sales and marketing, and definitely I had my first experience in using an online booking system where you're booking every component of a booking package. So my journey started with Kendall Airlines way back in 98, and we know with there you can see the back of the tail of that plane there. Ansett no longer exists, and neither did my job. So then I had dabbled into cruising. I worked for Crown Towers for a while, but the majority of my journey in tourism has been, I like to say, I grew up with global ballooning. So I helped the business grow, and I definitely grew from the reservations girl to managing this beautiful business that we operated over Melbourne and the Yarra Valley, which still exists, not operated past tense, but certainly that the journey that I had for over 10 years. Now, I loved global ballooning so much, and certainly always loved to share what I was learning, particularly in the digital space when it came to technology to help our business, and technology and digital streams that can help market our business. Now, to the point that I went and wrote a book about it. So to share the journey that was over the 10.5-year period and the growth that we experienced, I put it all into the book, which surprisingly is available at all Target stores. So if you were curious about that, it is available at Targets. Now, moving on from that, and I guess the platform that gave me and that great interest in providing education in a tourism particularly and digital, and it was just the perfect fit as I moved on from global ballooning to become Victoria's first, and I believe still only accredited online e-kit tourism trainer. So the tourism e-kit from ATDW. If you don't know about the tourism e-kit, or if it's something that I'll go into very brief kind of overview of what the ATDW is, but I certainly don't. I'm just getting all the questions in that yes, you should be seeing something. Is that better, guys? Can you see my screen here? I'm just getting a lot of I can't see. You can hear me, but you can't see me. I hope that... No, now we can. Awesome. So I'm just taking you through the little journey. You can see the mouse here. the mouse here. I was just taking you and just telling you about the tourism e-kit. So if that's something that you don't have, it's the ATDW website, and that's where, and I'll go into a little bit more about that. Now, benefits is definitely, now Sean will definitely be going into a lot of the bulk of it into the benefits of why an online booking system is of benefit to your business, and certainly really catapulted and was a real game changer in our global ballooning business as well. So as long as I hope everyone can see the screen now and that we're all good, better, good, yay. Okay, so I will, moving right along. So now, so our objective today is to help you understand what a booking systems, what they are, the benefits, and what you should look for when choosing one. So that's a key objective there of where we'll focus on. Now, for more information, and as I said before, with the ATDW, I hope you can see this link, and I will. There'll be a recording, and we can certainly share this link again in the follow-up. There's some really extensive, supporting data in this tutorial here, and there's the link there for you. So if you do register for the e-kit, you just need to remember that it's tutorial number 34 that really highlights online booking systems. Now, our time together, and where we'll really focus, is what it is and what are the benefits of having one, of an online system. How do they work, and what is the cost to your business? That's really important because they all work very differently. Which system is best for you and your business? And what's the difference between a booking system and a channel manager? So we'll really unpack all this lingo and the real differences, because you may have heard of these before, and certainly I remember through my journey, I'd hear things like channel manager and TXA and OBX and CRM, and that you almost need another dictionary in itself to understand. So I will be uncovering that for you too. So we're all good? No questions, no hands up, we're good. Okay, so now for those of you that don't know, I just very briefly, the Australian Tourism Data Warehouse, it is a national platform for digital tourism information in Australia. It has been going for quite some time, incorporated in 2001, and it is a collaboration between TA and all the Australian state and territory tourism bodies. Now, you'll understand how this is all going to come together as we progress through the training today, because it's really important that from when we talk about online booking systems, visibility, and the connection between this and also your digital marketing initiatives. When we're talking about SEO, I have loaded this presentation with examples and visuals for you to kind of give you a really good big picture of how all of this fits in. So 3 primary roles: collect, store, and distribute product information. So it includes anything from consumer content, product, that's where we come in as product providers, destination information, and it's all compiled and electronically accessible by tourism business owners, wholesalers, retailers, and a whole heap of distributors to make available for use on book websites and what we're going to talk about, booking systems. So there are 10 product categories. Now, I'm sure without knowing, there's not many of you that I know what business you represent. I'd assume many of you are from the accommodation side of things, but wherever you're represented in tourism, that this it's covered in the ATDW. And so the databases comprises of, it's quite mammoth where it's grown, but that's about it. I know you've had other specific training on how to get listed. We're not going to go there, but I just it is very important as a foundation of what we talk about today. Okay, so where we'd start is, so what's an online booking systems and what are the benefits of having one? So I guess when we're talking about booking systems, one of the big benefits is that it does display your availability in real time on your website and on the selected distributors' websites. Now, here we go. If you have enabled a channel manager. Now, what we're talking about here is when you have a booking system, your direct consumers, it's not only the direct consumer that is coming to your website, can have the autonomy to book themselves into your property or activity. It also means that anyone else, a third party that is selling, that can potentially or is currently selling your product, can also have that same autonomy, that it really does eliminate that labor intensiveness of the back and forth of checking availability. And also, I mean, the big one is also protecting ourselves from the overbooking, particularly when you're looking at and having other organizations, which we're calling distributors website booking your product. Now, enabling a channel manager, I'm going to pause that now for those of you that understand what that means. That's great, but we are going to go into what that will mean. I mean, really, in a nutshell, it just means more access to more distribution. When we're talking, now again, lingo, it is an OTA. Anywhere you hear or see OTA, that's the online travel agent. So online travel agent. So you're really giving your online travel agents your current and also open doors to many, many more that you may never have experienced if you would have a direct relationship when you have a booking system that also enables a channel management facility. Again, the last thing that I want is to be overwhelming or not making sense. So please put your hand up and say, or just give me a comment of please clarify anytime. But I certainly have done my best to do that as we progress. Another massive benefit is accepting payments from consumers on your website securely and without requiring human interaction. Now, secure payment is big, as we know, on online. And I always like to tell participants of my training we just have to look at our own habits. We just have to look at our own habits when we're now booking, whether it's an airfare, to Sydney or our own holidays. This has a lot also to do with credibility. So if you have an online booking system that is attached to a secure online payment, you're also giving your website, not just your website, your business, a lot of credibility that this is a reliable source. And yes, I can go ahead and feel confident that I can make my booking with this organization. So give you the opportunity to also make your product bookable on a variety of selected distributors' websites by joining the Tourism Exchange Australia and or other channel managers. Now, this is a big benefit. I'm going to really spend some time in explaining exactly what that means. So it's all the one word that would really put the stamp on what all that means is reach. So you're just really getting reach when you're looking at something that a link to the tourism exchange. Okay, so that is another big benefit. Now, these are all huge. Updating inventory on your website and on selected, again, distributor websites when a purchase is made. Now, I've put optional there in brackets because what that essentially means is that when you're updating your inventory, when you're putting in, okay, this is what my month is looking like. I'm fully booked. I've got X amount of rooms there. I'm already booked there. You can not only kind of load and update your places, your availability, you also have an opportunity to really update and manage your yield. So with an online booking system, you can really forecast and see, okay, this is traditionally a really busy time of year. So, and it gets booked out. I could book this room out at this time of year 10 times over. So particularly in property or with accommodation, you can have the control to actually mark up your prices at that time of year. And on the flip side of that, when it's a traditionally quieter time of year, you can create some value adds or promotions or special packages to really boost your sales where traditionally there's not much movement at the station. So it just gives you a lot of scope. And then the great thing is that depending on the platform or booking system that you go for, a great benefit is that you only need to do that once. Now, I know with global, until we really got ourselves on an online booking platform, just that was a full-time job in itself, just loading all the inventory, not on our own web, not even on our own system for our internal flight records and manifests and passenger loadings. It was also very much labor intensive to go in and log into a separate supplier's account and then redo the work. Now, that also leaves you very open to to human error, because if bookings are not real time, then what we're looking at is essentially, if by the time I am, I'm loading my supplies or my agents' availability, I can already have that booking place taken through my website. So sometimes it can only 5-minute lag time can be all it takes, and then of course you've got the admin and the time to then undo that and look for alternative solutions. So the benefits outweigh. It's all good. There is absolutely nothing, not much in the cons side of kind of having a booking system, to be honest. And I'll go into more detail of why that is. It's the year 2015, and if there's one thing in your business, if you don't already have one, it is time, because the critical thing is that all the statistics and everything is really showing that if you are not on there in this environment with a medium of what I'm going to show you, not only our businesses are missing out, our regions are missing out collectively. So we've really got to all pull together and get ourselves really online booking ready now. It's online booking ready. So just checking in my little panel here for questions. We're all good. I've got a little hand up, Sean. You're all good? Did you have a question? No? Okay. So moving right along. So what we have here, so convenience, so just a summary, we have a lot of convenience. What we said, we can do it all in one hit with our inventory, not only with loading our product, creating new packages. You might build on a new facility. It's a convenience of really loading it all in the one place. Definitely opportunities for exposure. There is so much out there in the online space that without an online booking system and tying into the likes of the tourism exchange, it would be virtually impossible for a small business to have that kind of distribution. automation, saving time and a whole lot of money. I mean, look at even what we're doing here, guys. You know, this is another type of online booking system in the way that we've organised this training. So hopefully, even to see the benefit in this, it's not very different to what we're talking about in a consumer, you know, in a tourism consumer environment. We really want to leverage technology that's simple and easy to use, custom, and really, I mean, we've got to look at your needs, servicing your needs as well as your customers, and it's real-time availability. Here we are having a live call, all from the comfort of our desks, whether you're working in a home office, whether you're in your workspace. It's being recorded, so we can also make it available for a later date to the people that can't be here. So these are the benefit that, I mean, just look at the time and the money that even using this as an online training booking system, you could say, has saved us. So this is essentially what it can do for you, and the real time availability is just huge. So here I've just put, I mean, as I was going through this and even looking at the e-tourism kit, there is some lingo, you know, abbreviations in there, acronyms that, you know, assumption that we know what they are. So when you see OTI, I alluded to this earlier, we're talking online travel agent. That is really the distribution that you are opening. You're just opening up the floodgates to a whole plethora of online travel agents when you get set up. CRM, we're looking at a customer relationship manager, so somewhere where you can actually hold all your customer data. PMS, and no, if your head's gone there is a one, you know, when we're talking tourism, not what traditionally it's known for. So you're looking at a property management system. Now, some of you may already have this, some of you may not, but we'll have a look at more of what different systems include and what they don't. TXA, anytime you hear TXA is Tourism Exchange Australia. OBX, we're looking at Open Booking Exchange. So I'm just put this out there that if you see this, even if you refer to tutorial number 34 in the e-kit, it also does, it does have these acronyms in there. Just wanted to let you know that that's what they're for. So moving right along, so how are consumers searching for travel? I mean, this was done by a Google outsourced a study recently. This was in 2013, so you can imagine what it is now. So how they did a big study on how consumers are searching for travel. And I mean, again, you looked at anything that we're searching online for, whether it's your holiday or, you know, a recommendation for a service that you require. Google is most of our first port of call. Social media is starting to become huge in that as well. I mean, that's a whole other discussion, and we have set some time in a few months to talk social media and the benefits of that. But for now, we want to really look at how consumers are searching for travel. I mean, you look at this 80% going online with the first point of call to search engines. Then we've got, you know, a combination of family and friends, information brochures, TVs, mags, I mean, travel agents and books. But the stats are there that 80% are going online to look for travel experiences. The problem is that the gap in our industry is that the ability to actually then follow through, not only find you, book you. So if you're just not on that radar, or at least coming up on that first page of a Google search, then chances are that they just get slimmer and slimmer. Our aim is to always get into that first page. The stats, again, they're up there in the very high 80s of like how many people actually continue on to search on the second or third pages. So we really want to be maximizing our opportunities, and I'll show you how we can really do that. Again, having an online booking system really accelerates that process too, and I'll show you how. So just to reiterate, if you can't be found, you won't be booked. So if they can't find you, they won't book you, unless, of course, we are present. Word of mouth is still king. If someone has directly recommended you, of course they're going to find you that way and book you. But if they're actually searching online, then our chances, we want to give ourselves the best chance. Customers these days want easy access and easy booking processes. People are busy. People are booking travel. It's not always that they're booking travel during work hours, and you don't want to be available 24/7 taking bookings when someone's calling you, of an evening on a weekend. So if they do find you and it's between you and someone that has an online booking system and you think it's after hours, you have to ask yourself, who will they most likely go for? So, easy access, easy booking. We are becoming very high. And even the research to support now, bookings that are made on mobile devices, let alone desktop. Desktop bookings it is still highly geared to the majority of actual bookings are made on desktop devices. I think it's just a preference of a bigger screen. But bookings made on mobile devices, and certainly that's another thing I would love for you to consider. If you don't already have your website that transitionable and a mobile-friendly version of your website, I will definitely put that on your agenda to go with your new online booking system that you'll definitely be excited to really take on board. If they can't book online and establish real-time availability, yes, they will leave. This is what all the research was suggesting, that if they can't do it, they just leave and move on. Another really interesting thing I didn't add in this, but I found they said on average, visitors would visit up to 40 websites before they make the decisions of where they're going to actually book and stay, and holiday. So they will book up to look at 40 websites. So you think they'll not only look at your direct website, they'll go and check you out on Expedia, on TripAdvisor, your Facebook page, so they're just really going everywhere. To make that decision, doing a lot of research. So you want to be visible in as many of those as possible. Okay, we're all good. I might just have a little drink to throw you. So how do they work? So yes, they display your availability, accept payments, make your product available on other sites, allows you to update inventory. So we know all this. I hope that's made really clear. So the best way, I'm going to show you an example of Tokimata Retreat in Cobram. So Tokimata Retreat, this is what they look like. This is the homepage of their website, which I think has got real impact. They've got a pool. It looks green. It looks lush. Now, smack bang, you know that with Cobram Retreat, you've got a book now button right there on the front page. So they've got a book now button visible on the home page. They've also got a bookings tab up here on the top right hand corner. Now, when you go into the book now button, here you can see they've actually loaded all their different cottages and packages. Now, the great thing with this, so here they've got their property description. Now, this is actually on their website. So they've got the book now button and real-time availability. Now, as I was speaking to you about before, about search. Now 80% are going on search. Now in here I went in and directly typed in, so even if I know that I want to go to Tokimata Retreat, I hit Tokimata Retreat in Google. Now you can see directly after, so there's their website there and it's beautiful. I've got their, I can go direct to their website. But have a look here. On the right-hand side, I also get directions. I also get mobile number. And then I'm given different opportunities for booking systems, and I can view more rates here. So this is through Tokimata's booking. They've engaged in an online booking platform that also has a channel manager functionality that makes them visible on other platforms. So I just wanted to, so for everything that we've discussed so far, give you a visual of how this looks like in a Google search. So you can see here we're on TripAdvisor. They're coming up, here's some options on how to book. Now they've come up on stays.com. Here they are on whatif.com. And here they're also come up on the front page on Visit Victoria. Now that's because they have their listing on ATDW, so they come up on the Visit Victoria website under the Murray region. They're also on Expedia. Now without this system here, Tokimata Retreat, without this booking system that they've engaged in, they've only had to update those things once, and then they've infiltrated. Not only have they infiltrated into, it's one upload, and then it's gone into all their different distribution networks. Not only that, look what it's done for the SEO. So I just wanted to really illustrate how important, almost critical, really. I mean, I'm really raise the fact that it's a must with capital M's of the benefits that it receives in for any tourism business. Now here, the other thing I wanted to show you, I mean, TripAdvisor, I know I just went on holiday recently up north to Queensland, and certainly TripAdvisor had a big pull. Even all the trainings that I deliver, and we do a spotlight on TripAdvisor. I've yet to find someone that has not gone to do a property review when they've booked their holiday, even as accommodation providers and tourism professional. We have the same habits. Now, this again, I just wanted to pull out and highlight the listing of the same property. So Tokimata Retreat, again, if you go onto TripAdvisor, you can not only go and see they've got 45 excellent reviews and 2 very good, so they're doing great in their review work in their TripAdvisor listing. But look what happens here. It comes up again, options to go and book. Tokimata Retreat, this is the first thing that will come up. So you can then, as you're reviewing, you can see, wow, we've got some really good listings here. They're already through their booking systems that they've chosen, their provider. They've got this reach on Expedia, Whatif, and Booking.com. So I hope that really highlights the example of how this really rolls out and looks like. Is everyone good here? Just checking in before we move on. All good? Excellent. Awesome. So here, so as we move right along, so when you might ask yourself, I mean, what does this all cost me? If you think this looks really expensive, I tell you what, if you wanted to custom build your online booking system, and certainly we've been down that path with Global. I've had a big journey in a DIY, going and engaging someone. That is a really, really costly exercise to build your own booking system. But where it becomes more costly is that you just don't have this type of distribution that we're talking about here, as you would with these pre-existing off-the-shelf systems that can be customized to the needs of your business, and more importantly to the needs of your customer. So now when we're looking at costs, we really have to, it works depending on the system, it works in all different ways. So online booking, they do vary. So yes, some charge a monthly fee, some charge a commission for the booking, some charge a flat fee per booking. Some systems are free to use, but then will just charge a commission on the booking. Some charge a setup fee, like a one-off setup fee, and then might charge a commission per booking. There is a lot of systems out there. So I do want you to really keep that in the back of your mind. I'm not going to go through. We would need a week's training for me to go through every system on the market and what are their pros and cons and benefits and what you should look out for. What you would really need to do first is look at your needs first. Just look at the way. I guess how I like to look at this is establish your gaps. Look at what is really challenging you in your admin process, from taking a booking to confirming to follow up. That's another one, not neglecting, and capturing your customers' details for a follow-up, future promotion. These are all the things that we need to keep in mind. But in terms of what we're looking at here, it's an overview of the benefits and really inspire you to go out and make this a priority in your business. So 3 types of costs as a breakdown that you might that you may come across when engaging a system is a licensing. Excuse me. You might come across a licensing cost, so it's a cost to use the system. So where it could be a monthly license or an annual license to use the system. So because they've already set it, the IP and the bulk of this, the management, the content management system lays with the provider, sits with the provider. It's rent. You're renting it from them. But having said that, it can very much be white labeled and customized, just like I showed you earlier with the property in Tecumata retreat, that it looked like it was their system when in fact it was white labeled to an existing. So they could take a percentage of the transaction. Now, again, depending if this could be anywhere between 3% to 30%. It can vary that much. Now, I know this with operators, it has been a big sticking point of, parting with commission, but I really like to, I always share with participants, and certainly when I'm doing any type of exchange online, you're really creating an affiliate network here. You're creating an affiliate network for your business that, hey, if they're going to give you business, you're only, with a commission structure, you're only paying that out when a transaction has already been made. And you'd want to reward your provider with a kickback and a commission for doing that, because essentially they become part of your marketing team, is how I'd really love for you to change your mindset, that they become part of your marketing team, that they're giving you exposure to your business, your brand, your availability, your packages. And so if you're going to get business from them, this is, a percentage of that transaction will go. Now, the beauty of this again is that it's all taken care of automatically. The money will just go straight into your account, and the transaction and the net amount, the commission is kind of kept and distributed to the other networks. You just dealing with one manager there, one system. Okay, or yes, a combination of both. So absolutely, this is an overview. You have some homework to do after this session today for you to go do the maths, take into account all the types of costs, and contact, go and do an overview of some platforms. I know I travelled recently with bookeasy.com, SiteMinder, and V3. There's 3 to start with. There's also Booking Boss, RMS. Like I said, there are some also on the tutorial 34. There's actually a list, but even that is not that is not a gospel list of that is all that is out there. There is so much more. That's just an indicator of some examples, that it's got Booking Boss, Channel Manager, Experience Oz, Front Desk, Try Booking. I mean, can you see what I mean? There's a lot. So you've got some homework to do to find the best fit for you. So, yes, assess your business needs. We're all different, and different systems offer different options. So you've really got to, a great way to start is with your customer. What do they want? Are people staying with you, coming up over the next few days or on the weekend? Start collating some feedback. Do some market research. How did you find the booking process? What would you have preferred? What do you enjoy when you're booking a travel? I don't know, but I always find that really valuable to just ask, if someone's giving you a call, it doesn't hurt to ask, look, I'm just looking at doing, would this have been an easier transaction if an online booking system was available? I don't know. You know your customers best, but it doesn't hurt to ask. Talk to your peers. I mean, I've just shown you one example. We are all, one of the best things about working in tourism is that we're all there to help each other. So I'm sure if you picked up, you go out and you do a search on businesses in your region, not even sometimes even in other regions of Victoria, and you see someone that is doing what you want to do really well, reach out to them. Ask them, who do they use? What should you be mindful of? What do they wish they should have considered before they engaged in this provider? Like I said, you've got some homework. What info do you need from the system for yourself when you look at all of your admin, accounts, follow-ups? What would be your ultimate wish list to eliminate all of that work? So talk to your regional tourism organisation. They are a wealth of information to lead you in the right direction. So there's some, in terms of sifting through your top 3, and that's what I would do to start with. Go through the lot, get a little bit, you are going to get dizzy, your head will spin, but then choose 3 and stick with those 3 and just do your hardcore research with them. And then, some key criteria to look out for when you choose your 3. How long have they been around for? How long have they been on the market? What's their experience with this booking platform? What type of support is offered? That is a biggie. What's the support like, and do you have to pay for it? That's a big question you should ask. The company's reputation, again, you're going to ask around, ask your peers, you're going to gauge what the reputation is like. Now we get into the difference between the online booking system and the channel manager. So, okay, this is how I take it. Now, Sean, step in if anyone like to really strip it down to the to make it really simple to understand. When we're looking at an online booking system, we're looking at one single platform for your online booking management requirement. So when we're looking at an online booking system, it's one system that will manage your bookings, your inventory, your yield, your customer records. It's an A-B relationship. An online booking system, this is when, some of these guys that you're going to go out and look for do offer just that. They offer the online booking system, you get it off the shelf, it's catered to you, and that's pretty much it. Still highly valuable, you can still do a lot with that. But where the channel manager comes into things is that it includes an online inventory and rate management so that you have access to pricing adjustments and distribution on many online tour travel agencies. So I hope that makes sense. So normally with the channel manager, or not normally, 100% of the time, they are a cloud-based systems that gives you access to your account from any device, obviously with internet connection. But with the channel manager, is that this is where, again, going back to the example, is that you load something once and boom, it infiltrates into many different distribution channels. So exactly as the name really alludes to, it manages different channels through one input and output, really. It manages different channels through one action and one platform. So you only do that once. So say, for instance, now with global ballooning, like back then, we only had an online booking system. It was an A-B relationship. Had we had a channel manager, you got an A to Z relationship, because then that would have alleviated that time I needed to go and log in and update all different availabilities on different platforms. Now the Tourism Exchange Australia. Now I'm not going to go and read this verbatim, but I guess the Tourism Exchange Australia is the meat in the middle, is what I call it. It is the meat in the middle between you, the distributor, and the channel manager. Now that just all looks too busy, but when you go back to it, and I'm going to share these slides with you if you needed to go and explain it to everyone, it's good to have the definition. But let me show you what I mean by this. So here on this diagram, I've put together a whole story of this organizer. Where we got? I've used Moama and Murray as an example here. Again, I love it. It's beautiful. You can see they've got an online booking. They've got an online booking system, and you can tell because check this out. If I want to go and book my family, which I'm highly considering, book my family over the Easter break, I'm going to go and check this out and just see how much this costs, because it looks really cool and beautiful for a young family. Little adventure. So they've got an online booking system. Now, this booking system, what Moama on Murray Resort have chosen, they've chosen to go with RMS, Hospitality Solution. So RMS here, what you can see here in the top left-hand corner, this is the platform that is the engine behind this booking system, okay? Now, because they've used RMS, and again, RMS is not only like a PMS, remember that acronym, it also has a channel manager. So what that means is that you can see here, this is a screenshot from Mario from What If. This is a screenshot from Last Minute. Moama and Murray, and I hope they wouldn't mind me sharing this, would be controlling all of their inventory through this system. Now, where the tourism exchange comes into it, and this is where I'm talking about the meat. So I'm here leaning into the screen as if you can see me going, it's the meat in the middle. So here, remember now way back when we talked about the ATDW database and actually having a listing on there and how this is all going to come together at the end of our presentation, is that if you're on the list, like as having a listing onto the ATW database gives you that connectivity to this Tourism Exchange Australia functionality and system. So it's an open booking exchange that and it's all interlinked. So if you can see here up at the top, we've got, here they are, Last Minute, What If, Total Travel. Now these are what we're calling our online travel agents. They are our distributors. These are all the doors you're going to open. Now, then we've got the meat, we've got Tourism Exchange Australia, we've got and our database where all those 35,000 listings of Australian rich content exists for these online travel agents to take. And then down the bottom we have all of our different booking system this is again just an example of just a few that are available. There are a lot more. Give you another example. So here we are going back to Murray accommodation. So now I've used a generic term. Here, Murray accommodation in Google. Now you can see we've got Murray River, stays. Look here, the third on the list is Visit Victoria. Now, how did I find Murray on Moama on Murray Resort? This is exactly what I did. I put Murray accommodation to see who had an online booking system. Third on the list is Visit Victoria. Now, I went straight into there, but have a look underneath. Underneath here, we've got a list. Google has drawn a list of other Murray online accommodation, and guess what? They've all chosen properties here that have online booking capability on there. So another benefit. Then you look, What If is down the bottom, and Moama and Murray got to that first page for Murray accommodation because they're ticking all the boxes. Again, I wanted to show you, I went into their TripAdvisor and there's their distribution, just to really give you a picture of how this works. Because they've chosen someone with a channel manager capability, then there they are listed. And even on their TripAdvisor, they'll have their, hey, check out their prices here too, so they can be bookable from all different angles. One more example before we go, just to really take this home and give you a picture. Okay, so I'm going to have some Q&A. So I can see some. Awesome. So I'm just getting some questions come through. Thanks so much. Okay, so what we have here, so something else that's here is that luxury bnbaustralia.com. So here's a new online travel agent that comes on the market. They want Australian content. So if they want Australian content, where do they go? They are going to go and engage into ATDW database, and they're going to pull from the TXA content what's already existing there. So this is not only just for new existing accommodation, existing online travel agents, you're looking at new players that come in the market. This is how they also get their content from. It eliminates and saves them time from having to go and individually find and contract and rate up all of the different properties around. I mean, you think just even in the Murray region, what level of work that will take. Okay, so in summary, there are far too many benefits to ignore the importance of an online booking system for any tourism business in 2015. So the T also should mention with the TXA and the Tourism Exchange and BookEasy. So BookEasy is the most popular platform. I know a lot of success has had with BookEasy, and it's also linked in with the Tourism Exchange Australia channel management. So that is something to be mindful for. I mean, really, if you're going to look at three, and I say this because they were really, and I'm happy to share with Sean. Alex is the guy to speak to at BookEasy. He's so friendly and will take you through more of a demo or the benefits. And I'll send you some contact names and numbers. And they also, the most important thing here to be really mindful of when you do have an online booking system is when we're looking at it from a regional perspective, that then your bookable, like your property is bookable through the Murray Regional website. So we've all got to look at this in the greater scheme, that the more product that is on there. I mean, look, he who has online facility is winning. They're already winning. So I would love for more of you to get on board and stop missing out on this medium. So what else have we got here? Okay, keep your questions coming. I'll spend a couple of minutes. So it's not a one-size-fits-all solution. Think about your customer. Think about what they want. And think about how you will best serve them. It's always a great start to start with them, and then your internal needs of what do you need to run this with this business of yours like a really like a really smooth journey ahead. So and take that labor intensity out of it. And what else do we have here? Costs vary. In summary, ask loads of questions and do your homework. You have much more leverage to enter into and execute an effective digital marketing strategy with an online booking system. And if growing your business is a priority, adopting an online platform is definitely should be top on your list, just to summarize. So is everyone there? So that's really it. I want to say a really big thank you. If you have any questions, queries, want to reach out, Sean from Murray Regional Tourism, we're all on standby. If you had any pressing, burning questions right now, I would love for you to reach out. You can connect with me on Facebook. That's my Facebook page. Please email me myself too at Despina and Institute of Excellence. Like I said, I have this recording. On. I'll have it on file and shareable, and I hope you found this of value. So if there's any, I'm just looking out for any questions. Did anyone have any questions? How did you find the training? Was there anything you wanted me? If we're all good, I'll just give it a couple of minutes. Does anyone want to have a chat? I can take you off mute. We're all good? Okay, thanks so much. I've got one here. I'm a medium-sized business, 50 beds. What would be the most suitable system for me? Now, look, I think any of the systems, like I said before, you're really going to have to do your research. The most popular ones that I know of are Book Easy. I mean, that if you're going to search three, Book Easy, V3, SiteMinder would be a really good place to start. So I would, I mean, the Book Easy's functionality, I mean, V3 owns they are actually they operate the tourism exchange Australia. So they all have channel manager capabilities and they're all linked to the TXA. So I think this is going to really be a personal preference. I've spoken to an operator that made her decision in the end. She found it was on the colour schemes that she liked. Of what the booking platform looked like against her website. So I think it's such a personal thing. You're really going to have to do some research there. And yeah, I'll have a chat to Sean and I can flick through some of the guys' names if you wanted to give them a call. Thank you for your question. Any more? Oh, thank you. As not link to, yeah. So Sean, would you like to be off mute? Sean, are you there?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Hey. So did you want to add anything to this?
I just wanted to say a few words, and first of all, thank you for running today's webinar. I think it's a great overview of why booking systems are important. But just to give us a bit of background and everyone online today, Murray Regional Tourism are due to release a new website. So it's $1 million investment we're making across Murray, and for any property listed with ABW or Victoria or connected will automatically be listed on our website. One of the main important things we need is properties to be live and bookable. So our preferences for that is TXA or Book Easy, and if you keep an eye out over the next couple of weeks, you'll find some instructions going out through your tourism manager on how to sign up with those two companies. So that's about it for me. Despina, thanks again. And thanks for attending.
Thank you, Sean. Thank you. Well, I think if that's, I don't have any more questions. I'll just pop Sean. I don't have any more questions coming through. So if that's, if everyone is happy, I want to thank you all for showing up. This is the start. We've got to kind of get together and chat about what's happening and educate ourselves on how we can improve. So I would just like to, thank you. I'll have the recording available, and if there's any other questions, reach out to Sean or myself. So thanks, guys.